So it's Rishi Sunak versus Liz Truss in the race to become the next Tory leader and, of course, our Prime Minister. A massive policy battle's now on. Former Chancellor Sunak says cutting taxes now would be inflationary, making the cost of living crisis worse. But Foreign Secretary Truss insists if she becomes Prime Minister, she'll cut taxes sharpish, which, with the tax take heading for its highest since the Second World War, would no doubt be welcomed by thousands of cash-strapped companies and millions of households. Throughout this Tory leadership contest, Sunak and Truss have been at loggerheads, and their tax policy tussle will now dominate politics for the rest of the summer, as Tory party members across Britain decide who to back, with the new Prime Minister being announced in early September. Sunak's already legislated to raise corporation tax from 19 to 25% next year. The Foreign Secretary says no, saying this business tax should stay where it is. Truss also wants to reverse April's rise in national insurance, seen by many as a tax on jobs. Finally, Liz Truss says that green levies on household utility bills should be suspended. They currently account for around a quarter of our household electricity bills. Sunak's accused Truss of following fantasy economics, of unfunded promises. He says tax cuts are unaffordable and by boosting demand would push up inflation even more. The Sunak camp today points to new government borrowing figures, which they should say show the public finances are too weak to withstand tax cuts. And here they are. New figures show the government borrowed £22.9 billion last month, the highest amount of any June on record. Last June, despite months of lockdown, government borrowing was lower at £18.9 billion. Official data shows that the government paid out more than £19 billion on debt interest last month, suggesting, say the Sunak camp, that yet more borrowing will be counterproductive, though other economists say this high debt interest figure is misleading and current debt payments are actually much lower. In sum, Truss has promised a whopping £38 billion of tax cuts in a bid to swing those 160,000 or so Tory party members her way. My tax cuts will decrease inflation, she says. Sunak says Truss has succumbed to a Treasury orthodoxy that's failed to deliver growth. The former Chancellor, meanwhile, accuses Truss of something-for-nothing economics. So should we cut tax to boost growth? Or would that mean taking too much of a risk with our public finances? Tax cut or rise, stick or twist? And that's our on-the-money question today. Who's right on tax? Rishi or Liz?